Olá, bem-vindos à Igreja no Mundo, o programa da Fundação AIS, a ajuda à Igreja que sofre. Sou Paulo Adio e hoje quero-vos convidar para ver um documentário produzido pela Fundação AIS sobre a Nigéria. Este país africano tem estado sobre ataque de um grupo armado particularmente perigoso, o Boko Haram, desde 2009. Mas como vamos ver já de seguida, apesar de todo esse ataque, toda essa violência, os cristãos têm revelado uma fidelidade memorável.
My name is Blessing John. I'm from Goza local government, Borno State. My village is Goshe. First come for Boko Haram. First come, she come from 4 September 2013. They kill grandfathers and grandmothers. Second come again. They are come 24 April 2014. They kill people, 338 people. They catch women and young girls and young boys. They are killing. They catch me and shoot my leg. Okay, she say me, you do pray for Islam. I'm saying no. I have baptized. I'm no turn around for Islam. I'm do 2 months for her for Boko Haram. No medicine, no anything, no food, no something, no bath. I'm sit down, but she say me pray. Me, I'm not pray, but I'm Christian. I have card for baptized for my heart. I'm not do pray for Islam. I'm do church, I'm do anything. But I have chance. I catch one gun, I'm run for Cameroon. And in this 2 months, sir, I am cry. I'm do pray. I'm not see my one pikin. I'm not see my mother. I'm not see all my friends. But sir, I won't go church anyhow. 2 months, I'm not go church, sir.
Blessed John, after having to run away to Cameroon, returns to Nigeria. She has settled down in a refugee camp in Abuja, the country's capital. She makes a living out of charging phones with a generator. There are 150,000 refugees like her who have fled because of the attacks by Boko Haram. The terrorists have murdered 20,000 people.
Enter, don't worry, sir. Enter.
Okay, thank you.
Don't worry, sir. Yes, I'm sleep here. Yesterday, I'm do washing.
You don't have husband?
He's died, sir.
When?
But Boko Haram, she kill him. She kill my husband.
Many of us, they kill them because they refuse to change. They skin them alive, they chop up their hands, they chop their ears, they cut their necks.
They want to take over and convert everybody to Islam.
Exactly. And I have about 25 local churches, and all of them are burnt down. All of them.
For those of us who have grown up in the North, we have seen how we are treated simply because even though we are indigenes of the North, even though we are sons and daughters of the soil, but simply because we have a different faith.
We are still smiling, even though there is a lot of hardship, that people have not given up. The idea was to cripple Christianity, to disorganize Christianity, to, truncate Christianity. But that is not happening. In fact, the more these attacks and persecutions happen, the more the Christian religion seems to flourish. We do not deny that in the northeastern part of Nigeria, it is purely about persecution of the Christians who are there. But that is not applicable to all of Nigeria. In some parts of Nigeria, it is tension between Muslims and Christians. And this is what we try to address in interreligious dialogue. So, but if anybody believes that they are going to create confusion and create an attack and kill and destroy in order to annihilate Christianity in Nigeria, is a dream that can never come true.
Nigeria, located in southwestern Africa, is the most populated country in the continent, as it has 170 million inhabitants. And even if it is also the richest, 6 out of 10 Nigerians are poor. It is one of the most corrupt countries in the world.
Nigeria is divided north, more Muslims than Christians. From the Middle Belt and south, there are more Christians than Muslims. The Christianity was well received in this country, very well received, because with the arrival of the missionaries, then came with them education. Schools were opened, and then health and hospitals.
Even if Nigerian Catholicism often tends to protect itself with barbed wire, it's full of life. Churches are crowded from the opening hours. In any place or moment, faith is expressed through prayer, study, or dancing. There are thousands of new vocations. Other Christian denominations have the same strength. Even if Nigerian Christianity is harshly punished, it shows cheerfulness. Segregation in the north started in 2000. The Boko Haram terrorist group has murdered tens of thousands of baptized since 2009. Kaduna is the capital of this same state, the principal state in the north. In this city, there is much persecution. The Christian situation can be understood here. In Malali neighborhood, located in the northern Kaduna, there is religious segregation. The few Christians left are isolated. Since the enforcement of the Sharia, this neighborhood has been transformed, as has northern Nigeria. The movement in favor of the Islamic law enforcement took off in 1999. A few months later, 12 states incorporated Islamic precepts in their penal legislation. Kaduna's Christians protested. As a pretext, more than 400 were slaughtered.
Yeah, there should be about 400. That's just what I'm saying. But those were the ones that we are seeing. But there were those that their bodies were not even seen. Some were thrown inside the well. So I think the number was more than that.
Sharia, segregation, and terrorism. In October of 2012, St. Rita Parish in Malali suffers an attack by Boko Haram. 4 victims die.
The parishioners were in the church when a suicide bomber dove in. He wanted to come in through the main gate, but he was denied by the security men.
It hit here with a Mercedes-Benz Jeep. We had the explosion. Boom!
I don't know what happened again, but I know many people were affected, many injured, the glasses, it pierced and wounded many people. You can see all these are the glasses, that's wounded people.
Terrorism against Christians has become frequent since 2009. We can still see its scars in Dogo Nahawa, a town located in Plateau State. In March of 2010, a not yet clear attack left 500 dead. In this town, before outsiders can talk with the victims, the local leader has to approve.
We came in here as early as 7 a.m. Of course, found the community in flame. Everywhere was smoky. Inside the community, we now began to witness the scene of dead bodies of children, women, men. Main crops of the area that we have a lot of dead bodies was at the back of the town there. That is where people were running for safety.
The children are sleeping inside the house, and his father and the mother then went out. The children are sleeping, that's why they put fire on the house. Burned 4 children, the machete 1 child, died at the spot. Those people they came to attack us here is our Fulanis. They are not from this village. They came all the way from Bauchi State to enter this community to attack us because they have a mission to declare the Christian all in this plateau. Where we say it's a religion problem. They say they want to kill all Christians. I hear they say the Christian in this community, they all kill them because they want all the people to join the Muslim religion.
For the children and some of the people who witnessed this thing, who witnessed the demise of their wives, their children, they can never forget it. Sometimes they wake up dreaming, believing that their family are alive, but when they wake up, it's not there. They will never forget it.
I can't observe myself to tell you something what's happened that time, because I too, I run away, leave my children. Even my woman, she ran away from me. She left the children. I don't know where they are. So I find myself very difficult that day. People, they are sleeping here. My children, they are sleeping here. They come and knock the house out. They put a, what is that? Fire. Fire. Look at how the house is. Everybody born. They burn my children. They burn my, house. Even, I don't know how to say again. No, I can't change my religion. I'm a Christian, and I can't change it because I need my God, and I live only mighty Allah. That's
God Himself.
God Himself. I'm a Christianity. I love it, and I can't change myself.
Can't change the religion because the Christianity is a fair religion in the world. Even Jesus came to teach us how the religion is. That's why I love Christianity.
This is one of the victims of the attack. She had her hands cut as a result of the attack.
They came and attacked us with machetes. It was during the night. They cut me with the machete, and I fell to the floor. I am not going to leave Christianity, even if they kill us all.
The protagonists of the attack belong to the Fulani Hausa ethnicity, and they are herdsmen. Their Christian neighbours, the Dogo Nahawa, are farmers. Some say the attack is a clash of tribes. Others assure Boko Haram was behind these attacks. The terrorist group would have called Fulanis on mobile phones to encourage them to attack their neighbours.
I cannot, with certitude, have not gone into verification of such claims to say there were calls from Boko Haram to the Fulanis, but then all I know with certitude was that these people were attacked.
I know that people were killed in Dogo Nahawa. I was there. I witnessed the grave, and I had relationship with the families and so on. I am sure a lot of terrible things happened there. But the relationship between what happened and Boko Haram is not what I am not clear with.
Sometimes the only consolation is to turn to God. And there is no place to turn to God. Say, for instance, this is a place of worship, this is a church, this is the place people come to sing. You just heard them ring bell, now they're inviting people to come and sing. When they're destroyed, people feel more pain than even losing loved ones. Why? Because this is their final hope. For a Christian to have his church destroyed is really painful. And so the church, and of course turning to God, is one way of putting behind what has happened to them in the past.
Jos, the capital of Plateau State, is near Boko Haram's headquarters, Maiduguri. This city hosts many refugees that have fled from the most punished areas. Some of their churches have suffered the terrorist attacks.
The attacks we have witnessed here, the first would have been in 2010 on the eve of Christmas in a place called Habon, here in Jos.
In Jos, close to the attacked churches, we find St. Augustine's Seminary. It has many vocations, and many of the seminarians come from the areas that are affected by Boko Haram.
I teach scripture here in the seminary. This seminary belongs to the province of Jos. We have up to 400 seminarians in this seminary. For me, vocations are a sign of the depth of the faith of the people. The young people freely, willingly, and happily embrace the priestly vocation to live the faith authentically. Once we live the faith authentically, you show people the joy of the gospel, they will freely embrace the vocation to the priesthood.
Experience leading me to Iron for my life because I trek from Mubi almost to Cameroon. We trek almost for 20 hours before we got a motor that would take us to Cameroon.
During the incidents that happened last year, I lost my father. And the worst thing that pained me, I was not able to go and witness his burial because the road was blocked.
Down there in my place, all the churches were burnt down, but not even a single mosque was destroyed.
Paul and Zachariah are two Protestants from the Church of the Brethren, EYN Church of Nigeria. Their congregation is extended throughout the 3 states where Boko Haram is most powerful. They have been forced to move their headquarters to Jos. Zachariah has worked in Gwoza, a town in the state of Borno, located a few kilometers away from Zambiza forest that is used by terrorists to take cover.
They interview some people and at a gunpoint, whether you will deny your faith or not, and some people will continue to say, we remain for Christ and we better die for Christ. And that is how you will see them slaughtered. You know, many of them have been slaughtered like that. They will ask them, what is your name? Somebody will say, my name is Joseph. Where are you from? I'm from Mubi. Will you agree to deny your faith or you prefer to be killed? They will say they would prefer to be killed. So we have the statistic, not accurate anyway, but more than 8,000 EYN members are killed.
If you go to Borno or Adama, most of the churches have been burnt. But every Sunday, people come in hundreds and thousands to still worship God.
We can't live without one another. We must live together as a nation. Christians and Muslims have to live together, but we need to understand that we must love one another.
Okay, but was this place?
Zachariah and Paul keep on building their church, now from Jos, where they have moved because of terrorists acting against a Western education. The founder of Boko Haram, Muhammad Yusuf, who was educated in the Quranic schools, initially led a religious movement. Everything changed in 2000. From Maiduguri, he organized the first attacks as a protest for the lax enforcement of the Sharia. The terrorist group gained strength when Yusuf died in 2009.
Politicians use thugs, and then when they use the thugs, they abandon them. Basically, this was the beginning of Boko Haram. One of the governors of Borno State, Sas, had gotten these political thugs and used them, and at some point in time, he abandoned them.
If you are a Muslim from Goza, there's one of the villages there, and you are just 17 years old, 20 years old, and you cannot, and there's no help coming from government, the easiest thing is to join the Boko Haram yourself too.
Even Boko Haram grew out of ignorance of the true teachings of Islam.
So inside the town, they burn shops, they loot houses, they kill 26 people. If you are not a Muslim, you will not go and buy anything to eat. There is no grinding machine, no water for you, nothing. So even my personal house, the three Boko Haram insurgents married our sisters.
Abuja, in the center of the country, has only been Nigeria's capital since the beginning of the 90s. It is a new city where Boko Haram seems to be far away. We are close to one of the few Western hotels in the city. For some months now, every day at 5 p.m, the Bring Back Our Girls meeting is held. This campaign started in April of 2014 when Boko Haram kidnapped 214 girls in Chibok. The Christian girls were taking a state exam. The campaign is against Boko Haram and the government's inefficiency.
At the end of the day, they were able to take these girls away forcefully, loaded them in trucks and pick up hillocks and then drove into the hinterlands, tending towards the Sambisa forest.
In addition to that, in every town or village that the Boko Haram attack and take over, they capture people.
When they get young people, they also use them. Like if it is a woman, force them for sexual, and if it is a man, use them as also members to join them.
What letter is this one? Letter P. It's a P. 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 Q. Q. R. P. 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 Q. Q.
Hanatu is a teacher in one of Abuja's refugee camps. Many refugees hide in the city's outskirts, having fled from Boko Haram. They first went to Cameroon, then to Chad, and now they come back to their country. They have built precarious homes under tarps. Under the strong sunlight, the passion for teaching or faith is still alive.
In those areas, in those places, you get at least 2 to 3, 4,000, 5,000 displaced persons, including men, women, children, everybody.
They came here as a result of the Boko Haram attacks. And before then, they were peaceful people living normal lives before the insurgents. And some of them explained that they came with serious threats, and especially on the women.
And the school that I was teaching inside is in the school premises, they burn it, all the textbooks, all the bench, anything there, they have burned it. And then 2 big church in our village, they have burned it, both of them. Trouser and red T-shirts and black T-shirt and red T-shirt, that's how they dress. But some of them, they are wearing white clothes. I'm explaining to the children that we don't fight because Jesus did not teach us how to fight. Jesus teaches us to love one another, and then Jesus is loving them. And Jesus is loving us too, that we escape from our place to this place. If not because of Jesus that love us and protect us, we cannot see this place. So I am teaching the children so that they will not fight. They will love each one another. Oh, if you tell children to love Boko Haram, they say they will not love Boko Haram because they kill their parents, they kill everybody, they burn their property. They are not loving Boko Haram. They don't want to hear that. Let them follow Jesus Christ. I'm advising them not to drop Jesus. Let them hold Jesus Christ as their personal Savior. Without God, they cannot live.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
hallelujah, hallelujah. Nothing happens in the life of an African that has nothing to do with music. From birth to your death.
E assim, com este documentário sobre a Nigéria, chegamos ao fim do nosso programa de Igreja no Mundo. Despeço-me com amizade. Até à próxima semana, até ao próximo programa, se Deus quiser.